Well, the race for second place is over. We had a really successful season, and it could end on a high note today if we beat Monaco in the French Cup. My name's FM19, and this is the Ritornu Gloria with SC Bastia, episode 104. And this is a little bit surprising. We have clinched second place. We finished 3 points behind PSG because they kind of faltered at the end of the season, and we had a hand in that. We're ending the season on a high note, and if you saw the injuries that happened after the Montpellier game, you wouldn't think that was possible. Let me go to the medical center here. Mattis Flores is out with a sports hernia. Tom Vlecic's out with a tight groin. Julio Lemos is out with a calf strain. Bastion Torres calf muscle. Orlov missed 3 games with a bruised something or other. And that happened right after the Montpellier game. So Francisco Martinez had to step up, and as you can see, he had 2 shutouts. First, we were home against Lyon, and we absolutely thrashed them 4-1. Macon a goal, Mateo a goal, Kaplan a brace of goals, including a penalty kick. We were then home against Caen, and we beat them 2-0, thanks to goals by Ivanov and Gravenberch. We were then home against Troyes, and we won 1-0, thanks to a Kaplan penalty kick in the 3rd minute. This was one of those games where we really should have gotten a lot more. We had 27 shots, 15 on target. We had 2 woodwork hits, 2 clear-cut chances. Of those 27 shots, only 5 were from distance. Almost all of them were from inside the box. Oddly enough, one of the woodwork hits was this one here from Gravenberch, way out from distance. It hit the crossbar and then bounced away and got kicked out of bounds. It was one of those I really thought was going in. But we were just so much better than Troyes. You would have thought we scored 4 or 5 points. Going into the PSG game, I'll be honest, I wasn't all that confident. PSG really has nothing to play for. So they didn't start exactly a rotated side, but they did start some players who are a bit younger and are not, Paulo Cesar, as you can see, is 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, so he's still a quality defensive midfielder. They started Ivan Mora, who's 4-star current, 4-star potential. Becker got the start in goal, but I think he's retiring soon. And it was interesting. They had 30 shots, 7 on target. 15 of them were from long range. I pushed the defensive line a little bit higher up to engage them a little earlier, and it seemed to work really well. It kind of broke up a lot of their attacks. Kaplan had a goal in the 18th minute, and they countered almost right away, but Francisco Martinez made a very nice save. And then Kaplan scored again in the 40th minute, and in the second half, it didn't seem like they tried all that much. They had as many shots. Well, they had 1 more shot in the second half than they did the first half. But there weren't a lot of highlights. It was an odd game. And we won. And it was a legitimate win. And as a result, we finished 3 points behind them. They finished on 91 points. We finished 3 points behind them. Which means they're touchable. We're getting closer. The question remains, are we going to be able to keep most of the guys who've made this year's performance possible? Kaplan had 34 goals in all competitions and a 7.64 rating and 16 assists and 11 players of the match. He's everything I thought he would be and more. 5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, has some of the best training scores throughout the year. I can't praise this kid enough. And so, of course, he's wanted by Lyon, PSG, Bayer, Juventus, and Barcelona. And there's some English teams who wanted him earlier. I tried signing him to another contract about a week ago. He said he's concentrating on Germany. He's starting for the German national team, and it's the World Cup qualifications. So I'm going to do everything I can to hold on to this kid, because he is going to be the key to our success in beating PSG. And he had 31 goals in Ligue 1 this year. I don't know what Mbappe had, but I don't believe it was 31. Let me go see if I can't check here real quick. Mbappe had 26. And he didn't play. He damaged his Achilles tendon, so he's out for a while. I don't think him missing was the reason we beat PSG. I mean, they have several other quality players. But yeah, it was a really good win for us. So today we're playing Monaco in the French Cup final. Then we'll do an end of season review and come back in a couple of days with a new season, probably some new faces, and next year I feel good about. So, well, qualification. I say that now based on not having gone through the transfer window. After the transfer window, we'll have to see what happens. But that said, I'm going to check the best 11, set the reserves, and we're going to come back for our French Cup final match against Monaco in just a bit. Well, due to injuries, it's not the starting 11 that we've used most of the season, but it's still a solid squad. Orloff in goal, Robert, Valencia, Moreno, and Mendez as the defensive back four, Mateo and Tomasi as the midfielders, Ruiz and Macon as the attacking midfielders, Kaplan and Valet up top as the strikers. Second place is a great accomplishment. I would love to get some silverware. I've mentioned that the past few episodes. Valet sends it in, Kaplan heads it over the crossbar. Przodny on the corner kick in, knocked away. Adair sends it over to Gomes, cuts right, takes the shot off the post, off Orloff. Robert sends it up towards Kaplan, and the highlight ends. Encourage the guys here. Gomes runs down the ball off the corner kick, over to Capobianco. Up to Ianu. Cuts left, back pass to Przodny, bounces off a Bastia player to Hall, cuts right over to Thiam. Back to Halil, over to Gomes. Back to Hall, crosses it out to Cardenas, who takes the shot. Orloff, nice block, picks it up. Wasn't the hardest shot by Cardenas. I think he got rushed. Thiam on the kick from in. Capobianco takes the shot, bounces it off Orloff. Nuts. Come on, guys. Przodny on the corner kick in. Ianu hits it, but it goes over the crossbar. From a technical point of view, it's not been a very good game for either team. They've had 9 shots, 2 on target. We have 8 shots, 1 on target. No clear-cut chances, but they've got the goal. The Capobianco goal. Ianu picked up an injury. That could be helpful. 60 minutes in. Bernard is going to come on for Moreno. Gravenberch is going to come on for Tomasi. Mendez on the throw into Gravenberch. Back to Mendez. Crosses it in. Kaplan's there. Nope. Mateo, top of the box. Takes a shot. Hit the crossbar. Oh, jeez. That was close. Okay, coming up on 75 minutes, we're going to go to the very attacking here. Macon sends it in. Knocked away. Valencia's going to run it down. Sends it back to Gravenberch. Over to Mendez. Up to Bernard. Back to Mendez. Over to Valencia, to Bernard. Valencia and Bernard are just playing it back and forth. They're going the wrong way, too. Up to Kaplan, who heads it, loses it. Adair has it. Over to Vera. To Gomes. Over to Tielemans. Out to Przodny. Drives forward, cuts inside. Over to Roca. Son of a gun. Mendez on the throw-in. Cardenas sets in front of it, goes right to Gravenberch, cuts into the box, dispossessed, up to Rocha. Dispossessed himself. Mendez is going to run that down before it goes out of bounds, drives forward, cuts inside, up to Gravenberch, over to Valet, over to Mateo, who holds it up, sends it out to Robert, tries passing it up. Dude, what are you doing? Thiam with the ball. Ianu. Out into space, Rocha's going to run it down, holds it up, crosses it in. Again, we fall short. They're lucky this is the last game of the season, or we'd be running them into the ground tomorrow. Nuts. Well, we received almost 2 million euros for playing in the French Cup final. Squad payout was 675,000 euros. That's just... Got a bunch of players leaving on international duty because of World Cup. Let me save this here real quick. We'll be back in just a sec. Well, one of the things we did when we signed Kaplan was, we promised him silverware. That's one of the reasons I was really pushing for the French Cup as well. But I think the fact we got as close as we did, prepared to give another season. You know what? Let me try something here real quick. Nope, focused on the World Cup. That's cool. I'm okay with that. I did offer Valet a new contract. I offered Flores a new contract. It's disappointing. We've come close so many times in so many competitions. And one of these years, we just have to break through. Now, I was surprised we finished 3 points behind PSG. I didn't realize they faltered near the end of the season. As soon as this is done here, we'll take a look at that. They lost to Metz. They lost to Caen. They lost to us. They had 5 losses this year in Ligue 1, which I think is the most they've had in a very long time. However, they're making up for that by playing in the Champions League Champions League final after beating Lyon to get there. Mbappe went out first week in March. So they had some players step up. Looks like Savic really stepped it up, and Lesovoy. But we just a little bit more. We'll be there. So players inducted into the best 11: Hussein Kaplan and Macon. Kaplan steps right in. Best 11, where are they now? Saint-Chan, Arsenal, Heraldus for Borussia Dortmund. PSG sold him on, took a huge loss on it. Marins at Everton. How did he do this year? Not too hot. 6 goals in 17 games? That's not bad. Lyle Foster. And not the best season either. End of season awards. Hussein Kaplan, Player of the Year. Of course he is. Alexander Valencia, the signing of the season, 15 million euros from Atletico Nacional. Hussein Kaplan, Young Player of the Season. Ryan Gravenberch, Goal of the Season against Caen in May. Let's check this out. This was just recently. So Kaplan taps over to Flores. To Vlecic. Over to Gravenberch. Oh. Yeah, I could see that. It was a hard shot, really low to the ground. Keeper was kind of blocked by the traffic in front of the net. Season review was... We had a really good season. There's no two ways about it. I mean, we finished in second place for crying out loud after being top 4 almost the entire season. Runner-up in Ligue 1, lost in the final of the French Cup, lost in the semi-final of the Coup de Ligue. The 3-0 loss against Nantes was definitely the game to forget. 5-0 victory against Montpellier. I don't know if that would be the match of the season. I would have thought it would have been either the... Where did it go? The 6-5 win against Lille or the 8-4 win against Bordeaux. So, I mean, we literally set the Ligue 1 scoring record twice this season. Team of 2022. Yeah, No's still playing. Bragado's still playing. He's at Hanover, but he looks like he's joining permanently. He's joining Karlsruhe permanently. Not the best season, but okay. Jean-Marc Parent at Stade Lavallois. He's not getting a ton of playing time anymore. Frank Diallo, is he still playing? He is. Fuenlabrada, I don't know that name. Let's check it out here. Spanish Second Division. He must be... Yeah, he went to Getafe, and Getafe sold him to Fuenlabrada. Yeah, I don't think Frank's going to be playing much longer. End of season team meeting. You know, we're going to qualify for the Champions League. I'd like to finish first, but confidence review, the team absolutely loves me. I don't know why club philosophies isn't greater, because we have no philosophies here. Competition-wise, I think that should be greater too. We're meeting everything the board asks of us. End of season history. Yeah, Pichon being out the better half, the second part of the season with a torn calf muscle really hurt. Malik Fall broke his leg. Henry Moreno broke his arm, but he was able to play for the most part. Player-wise, if we sort by goals, and this is just the senior squad, Kaplan led everybody, 31 goals in 31 appearances, 3 off the bench, had 11 assists, 9 players of the match, a 7.86 rating. Macon, 14 goals, 12 assists, 4 players of the match in 30 games, 2 off the bench. Regis FLA stepped up after Bastia went down. 19 appearances, 7 off the bench, 9 goals, 6 assists, 1 player of the match. And Bastia was having a pretty good season. 9 goals in 22 games, 2 assists, a player of the match. Lemos, a solid season in the midfield as well. 27 appearances, 2 off the bench, 8 goals, 4 assists, 2 players of the match. Javier Ruiz from the wing, 5 goals, 6 assists, 3 players of the match. Ryan Gravenberch, 5 goals, 3 assists, a player of the match in the midfield, and just 10 starts and a bunch off the bench. Let me auto-size all these here. Yeah, 20 appearances off the bench. Mario Tomasi, 20 appearances off the bench. Or 20 appearances, 10 off the bench. He and Gravenberch switched a ton. 4 goals, 8 appearances, 4 goals, 8 assists rather, and a player of the match. Sergio Mateo, 3 goals and 4 assists in 25 starts. Adama Traore, a couple of goals. Rene Bernard, a couple of goals off set pieces. Florent Robert, a goal and an assist, 7.0 rating. It was really a good season. Matis Flores had 4 assists and a player of the match. He's not a goal scorer, and I'm okay with that. I totally screwed up on my youth intake, and I didn't sign anybody. So the guys I wanted to keep, I had to go back and re-sign. So they're on a trial here until July. It was a fairly major pip-cack moment. Potential-wise, Kaplan's fulfilled his 5-star potential. Valencia's well on the way. Florent Roberts well on the way. Regis Valet's on the way. Pichon is 4-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. I don't know that he'll see that, especially with the injury. Orlov has been 4-star current ability, 5-star potential ability for the better part of a year now. He's probably getting close. It could be just one of those FM things. So the reserves finished in 9th place, and I'm perfectly fine with that as long as we don't get relegated out of the National 2. That's fine by me. It's been a interesting season there. AS Béziers gets promoted after finishing in 10th. Monaco reserves capture first place again. But as a developmental squad, the guys are doing well. The youth squad did really well. They finished in 3rd. Behind OGC Nice and Monaco. And they made it all the way to the Gambardella Cup quarterfinal where they lost to Lyon. And then at one point in time, did they get... No, they didn't get out of the champ. Yeah, we missed out on the Under-19 Champions group by goal differential, or did Bayern beat us? Bayern lost to us, but they went ahead on goal differential. So, I'm not quite sure. We took out a bank loan to help build the new stadium. I don't remember that, but we're paying $375K a month back to it now. Squad dynamics, we're doing okay. Flores and Orlov stepped up as team leaders to help Tomasi as well. I was hoping Orlov would step up. I thought actually Lemos would get there before Flores, but I'm happy with this. We received a further 6.06 million euros for the Champions Cup television revenue. Who won that? Has it been played yet? PSG was playing in it, and they lost. Bilbao beat them. Wow. Pinto was the player of the match in a loss. Karanka had a 7th-minute goal for Bilbao, and it just held on. And maybe PSG was putting too much stock in Mbappe. Let me check out Euro Cup here. And Real Madrid beat TSG Hoffenheim in the Euro Cup. Another 8.86 million for the coefficient rating. Yeah, I could see Bilbao being labeled as overachievers. PSG's chasing Orlov, of course they are. Redouane Bentayeb is my reserve keeper that I've loaned out. He's been replaced on the team. He won't be around for long, but he came in 2nd as the Golden Scarves goalkeeper this season, which I believe is for the National. Macon wants a new contract. Macon gets a new contract. 46,000 a week, 5 years. I'm okay with this. A little bit miffed Orloff doesn't want to discuss a contract, but okay. Kaplan, top goal scorer in League One. Macon up there as well, 6th place. I don't know that there's any more news coming out. You know what? If there is, we will catch that up at the beginning of next season. Right now, it's the summer transfer window, and there's nobody of consequence leaving. This Florent Robert is not Florent Robert. It's a youth player I brought on as depth who isn't going to make the reserve squad. Next year could be interesting. I will probably go through and start signing some of these guys. But as it stands right now, we've got a lot of players who are wanted. Javier Ruiz is wanted, and they're all wanted by big teams. Well, with the exception of players like Stoic and that. You know, they're still wanted. Orlov's wanted by a bunch of teams. Alejandro Moreno's now wanted by a bunch of teams. Mario Tomasi's wanted by both the Manchester teams. Macon's wanted, but he just signed a contract. We've got a really good first team, and I got some capable backups. I think this offseason is going to be dedicated to finding quality backups who could step in as starters as well. The issue is going to be keeping them happy next season with playing time, but it's eminently doable. Plus, we've got a few players I don't know who are going to come back and step in the first team for playing time. Luca Mercurio for sure. Hamed or Javad Rashidi is definitely going to come back in and get starts on the first team. He didn't get a lot of playing time while out on loan, but when he did really well. Fourth striker as depth, who can maybe play advanced midfielder on the right as well. We'll have to wait and see. So we've definitely got potential next year. I think we have a good chance of challenging PSG. So that said, a pretty successful season. If you did like what you've seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I'll answer those as fast as I can. My name is FM19, and I thank you for watching Return Gloria to SC Bastia, episode 104.